Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. And happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all our daddies out there and to the men in our lives that have been giving us love and support. Yeah, thank you. Happy Father's Day to you. And today is also the summer solstice, right? First day of summer, the longest day of the year. And yesterday, I hope you got to celebrate Juneteenth. Yeah? We've got so much going on in the world. It's a rich, rich, rich life. I'm Reverend Theresa, and I'm just super excited that you're here with us this morning because not only is there a lot going on out there in the world, but we have a lot to discuss, so much to talk about. And part of that is discussing resuming our in-person gatherings. Now, those of you that are tuning in from other states and other countries, do not fear. We are going to make sure that we continue live streaming as well. So that's one thing that's maybe taken us a little bit longer than maybe those of you that want to be in person right now, right today. It's going to take us a few extra steps to make sure we have everything in alignment. But you're really important to that conversation. You're important to me. You're important to all of us, your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas. And so I want to bring you into the conversation. So please know that the Zoom that we've been doing all along, the hour that we have on Zoom after we finish this morning, which usually ends at 12 o'clock, then we go into the Zoom. I send out a link. That link is also in our Thursday newsletter. So it's in there every Thursday morning. And but it's on Facebook too. I post it on Facebook. And so we're inviting everybody to come into that Zoom meeting and talk about reopening. I'm calling these town hall meetings. We did one last week. We're going to do it again this week. Next week, we're going to specifically talk about youth and young adults and families and bringing those folks into the fold in a greater way than what we've done in the past. So this month's theme is the soul's call. The soul's call, or the call of the soul. And if we're listening closely and we're choosing to follow, this can be a really deeply intimate, a very rich time. It can be challenging work, but it's also really powerful. Really, really powerful. And I believe that every day, each one of us are being called into our soul's longing. We're being urged. We're feeling those nudges. We're being pushed beyond our old ways of thinking and being in the world into an expansive idea that's wanting to be birthed through us. We're letting go of limited ideas and constructs that are really holding us back at this point. And we're moving into an acceptance of our spiritual magnificence. Yeah, you are spiritually magnificent. And we do this work together in community, in the beloved community, in this beloved community, and we're creating a world that works for everyone when we do this work together. So the first Sunday of this month, I introduced James O'Day's book, The Soul Awakening Practice. And for our Contemplative Sunday, we did that practice. And I've been urging you to keep it up daily, to do this practice. And I hope you've been doing that. And what I'd like to do is do it with you this morning. So we're going to take a look at this prayer again from the perspective of our own personal journey, our personal soul's awakening. So think in that line. We're just going to do it one time, and then I'll lead us into our opening prayer. And excuse me while I leave the screen for a moment. And so now as we do this prayer together, let your mind open and your mind's eye open. and visualize your own soul's awakening. Allow your heart to open and visualize that. And the light shining through your heart and your mind as love is flowing through you, releasing all those wounds with peace radiating from the very core of your being. So let's say this prayer together, and I encourage you to say it out loud. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. And peace radiating. What I know for myself and each one of us that have tuned in here this morning, or anyone that comes at another time, or everyone everywhere, whether they know about us or not, this is true. We live and move and have our being in a loving and supportive universe. And our soul is awake to that truth, aware of that truth, desiring to move closer and closer to a lived experience of that truth, that we live and move and have our experience in a loving and supportive universe. And so I affirm for myself and for all, with hearts open wide and minds open wide, that light, that eternal endless flame of truth, that creative intelligence, that unconditional love is shining brightly, brilliantly, guiding and guarding this glorious journey of the soul. See, there's only one thing happening here. And that is the creative intelligence coming from the invisible into the visible form by means of my thoughts, my words, my behaviors, my actions in the world, my choices. And so I speak this word in first person for each one of us, that I uplift my behaviors, my beings, my knowing, and align with that truth, that highest truth. And love flows, wounds dissolve, peace radiates from within me and all around me as I move forward in life, doing what I came here to do. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you again for being here with me. And now we have a special treat. She's been with us lots and lots of times, in person, online, Mindy Simmons. But what I want to tell you is this feels like an inauguration this morning. This feels new and fresh because Mindy is sitting at her beloved piano. And I am so excited because those of you that were with us a couple weeks ago know that we've had pianists scheduled and they had to cancel for various reasons. And Mindy, not knowing that, but being attuned to spirit as she is, flowing with life as she does, is here this morning with her piano for the first time for us. So please help me welcome Mindy Simmons.
Good morning. My friend Ducky came and tuned my piano yesterday, so I had to share that with you. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Well, there must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I hear laughter in the air. Over my head, my head, I feel love in the air. Over my head, I feel love in the air. Over my head, I feel love in the air. Oh, there must be a God somewhere. Over my head, I feel spirit in the air. Over my head, I feel spirit in the air. Over my head, I feel spirit in the air. Oh, I think that is God. I'm feeling that is God. Yes, I'm feeling spirit everywhere. Oh. Can you feel it?
We feel it. I feel it.
I feel it.
I'm
My
feeling it.
head is rolling right now.
Woo!
Mindy, thank you so much. I love you. I love your ministry. I love the courage it takes to pick up whatever instrument you have and
Oh my gosh.
let it roll. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was great.
And I just wanted to make a mention that last night I received an email from Theresa. And she said, thanks for being with us and sharing your authentic selves. It's a gift. You are a gift.
That's nice.
I just said, wow, isn't that great that from top to bottom in this community, we are encouraged to express our authentic selves.
Mm.
And so I am grateful,
I'm grateful.
and Catherine is grateful to be your readers this Sunday.
Mm.
This is a really special Sunday, June 20th. And it's a morning of love, Father's Day, and being together.
Yes, it is. It is Father's Day. It is. And I'm quite the researcher in my life, and I've always wondered how Father's Day ever came by. And it's quite the story, actually. And if you've ever wondered it, which I'm sure you have, it's a beautiful story. It's about loss. It's about love. And it's definitely about determination. And this morning, just happened to be in our neck of the woods, there is this beautiful woman that I would love you to meet. She's 26 years old. Her name is Sonora Smart Dodd. And Sonora has a little bit to do with why we celebrate Father's Day. One morning, she was attending a congregation at First Central Methodist Church, and it was a Mother's Day in 1909. And Sonora did lose her mom about 11 years earlier, leaving her father, William Jackson Smart, now a widower, to raise 9 children from the ranging from infant all the way to 16 years. And I'm going to bring on Sonora.
Oh, Mother. Mother, I feel your presence. It is now 1909. And it is a beautiful May morning here in Spokane, Washington. Well, I sit here in the church, in our pew, the exact pew we always sat in. And we're celebrating Mother's Day today. And I dearly miss you, my dear sweet mother. It's been 11 years since that untimely death while you were giving birth to my youngest brother, Marshall. And I still remember that dark night in March. Father had just returned from your burial. He sat, bowed head, in the front room of the farmhouse. Well, knowing nothing of the finality of death, we all looked toward the door, expecting your return, expecting you to come through that door. Young Joshua, frantic, he rushed out into the snow to seek you in the woods. And Father roused himself, went out into the snow to seek him. And Father found him right by that old oak tree. You remember the one. A small, weeping little boy. And Father brought him back to mother him before the fire. Well, from that moment, Mother, your beloved became mother and father to all of us children. Father William Jackson Smart became the example of fatherly love and protection to his motherless children. So I ask myself, Mother, if mothers deserved a day in honor of their loving service, why not fathers?
In 1910, Sonora brought a petition before the Spokane Ministerial Alliance to recognize the courage and devotion of all fathers, like William, on his birthday, June 5th. The local clergy liked the idea so much of having a special Father's Day, but couldn't pull something together so quickly, so they settled for June 19th, which is the third Sunday in June. On that first Father's Day in 1910, church sermons across Spokane were dedicated to all fathers. Red and white roses were passed out in honor of the living and the deceased. The mayor of Spokane and governor of Washington issued proclamations. Now Sonora found her calling. She would spend much of her next 60 years pushing for the official recognition of Father's Day as a national holiday. Sonora won the support of her congressman, who began to lobby for the creation of a national holiday. And in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson celebrated Father's Day in Spokane during a visit to Washington. We're not sure if William Jackson Smart was there to shake the president's hand, but it would have been one of his last Father's Days. William died about 1910. But that didn't completely put Father's Day on the map yet. So in 1924, President Calvin Coolidge recommended that Father's Day become a national holiday, but no official action was taken. So in 1966, from 1924, now we're in 1966, Lyndon B. Johnson, through an executive order, because that's what presidents can do, designated the third Sunday in June as an official day to celebrate Father's Day. But that didn't quite do it, because in 1972, 6 years before Sonora's death, and she was 96 years old, the president, Richard Nixon, finally signed a congressional resolution declaring the third Sunday in June to be a national holiday, Father's Day. And no doubt, I'm sure her dad would have been so proud.
Oh, sure, I was an accomplished artist, poet, children's book author, funeral director, and founding member of just about every civic organization in Spokane. But it was my soul's calling to never let go of my determination to give fathers like my dear father the recognition they deserved. And now I, Sonora, bring back our wonderful musician, Mindy.
Thank you, Sonora. Several days ago, Theresa texted me and asked me if I knew this song. I had never heard it, but it's so beautiful I took some time to learn it. As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. And with every thought I've made, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance, let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Affirm that with me will you love. Love, love, love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me.
Thank you, Mindy. It was beautiful. And I didn't expect to be crying right now. Beautiful. Thank you. And Effie and Catherine, wow. Oh, I love you guys, and I love what you bring. And that goes for everyone in the world. You have something to bring forth. you have something to bring forth. And it's love in a unique way that only you can bring it forth. And I think that's why I do what I do, is to encourage you to do that. So thank you. Thank you, Mindy and Catherine and Evelyn, for sharing. I said this quote last week. I just really love it. I want to use it again. Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." That's the work we do. It's a work of self-discovery. And nobody can do that work for you. You know, the soul's journey is a solitary work, really. And we're 100% responsible for that work, for ourselves, for our choices. And you know what? That's the good news. You know, that's what Science of Mind teaches, is no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save you. This is our work, our soul's journey. And we teach tools and give support, love and support to help each other become empowered to shift and change and recreate anything that you want. Anything that you want. This is a teaching not about this is what you have to do and be, but what is it that you want? What's that urge within you? What is that desire within you? What is your soul's calling? We have two topics we're going to cover here this morning: Father's Day and Juneteenth. And I'm going to ask you to pay close attention to how I attempt to tie these two together, because it was a challenge when I was looking at this idea. But they're wrapped together. They are wrapped together inside this month's theme of the soul's calling. And I want you to listen for the glue. And if you've been paying attention, you already got it. You already got it. That thread of connectivity between all of us, and our fathers and our friends. It's that thread of connectivity. So to begin with Father's Day, you've already heard the story. And I was going to share that story, but not quite as dramatic and beautifully, and oh my God, I loved it, and I learned stuff that I didn't read. So thank you again. So just like I said for Mother's Day, you know, when we celebrate Mother's Day and we celebrate Father's Day, not all of us have that relationship that Sonora had with her father, and that respect that she had, and that example that she had. As a child, I was striving to be daddy's girl. Very, very, very much so. And I was there, I was in alignment with daddy's girl when I was eating pepperoni and pickled herring and hot peppers and eating lots of vinegar on everything and watching football. I was there, I was daddy's girl. And I became a teenager, and something happened to daddy's girl. And something happened to the relationship. And it wasn't until my mid-30s, really, that I began to mend our relationship. And I say it in that way because it really was intentional work that I did. And it was my work of acceptance, my work of forgiveness. It was my love. Lao Tzu said, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. And so this morning, for some people, it's an act of courage to love despite the drama of the relationship. And today, that love may look like simply self-love. Self-love. Because when we release and forgive, when we release the old stories and we forgive, it is an act of self-love. A few weeks ago, I talked about our stories. And I talked about the stories that we tell. And I mentioned my story of healing around my dad. And I heard from several of you afterwards and around your daddy stories. And so I implored you then, and I invite you again to liberate yourself. Do it today. Do it now. It simply is a decision. And it is a decision to love. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. I know that you will find freedom. Freedom from the shackles that have bound you and bound your heart. Freedom from the pain of that story, whatever that story is. You know, forgiveness is not for you. I mean, it's not for the other person. It is for you. It is for you. You know, we've talked about this multiple times. You know, what's that adage? You know, it's like your inability to forgive is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's what it is. Because oftentimes they've passed on, or they're not even aware that you're harboring and holding all the pain. They don't even know. They're off living their life, or they've passed on. We carry it. We discussed this last week with the wounds dissolving. These are unnecessary burdens and obstacles, and they're obstacles to our heart opening wide. Let them go. Let them go. We are immersed in, surrounded by, made of that power and presence of love. It is endless. It is unconditional. It is eternal. It is yours now. And that is the evolutionary pull of your soul. That is where your soul is seeking to take you. This soul awakening practice. I just love it. I just love it. So we just did it in the opening for ourselves. Now I'm going to invite you to do it with your father in mind. Okay? Bring your father, whether he's deceased, whether he's still living, or whether you knew him or not. Imagine what he looked like. Bring your father to your mind's eye and imagine him. So I say whether you knew him or not, because some people are adopted. Some people didn't know their birth father, and you may have a story around that he was simply a sperm. That story, if it brings pain, it holds you back. So again, I invite you to let it go. I invite you to let it go right now. And so as we do this soul awakening prayer, this practice, this meditation, do it with your father in mind. And if you had a great relationship with your dad, awesome, awesome. Open your heart in gratitude for all the love and support. And know this for him now. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. Now we're going to shift our conversation a moment. You might wonder why in 2021 it's necessary to still talk about racism. I hear people say that. I read it on Facebook. And I would say that it's because people of color in our world are still bound by chains. And if you are white, you may not see those chains. You may not have experienced those chains. You may not think that they're real. Nonetheless, that does not mean they do not exist. And I want you to think about that deeply. Remember, Carl Jung said, we have to go inside to awaken. The experience of another person, what they tell us, what they feel, how they express it, is enough. It is enough. It is enough. Martin Luther King Jr. said that nobody's free until everybody's free. I believe that. And that's what the Science of Mind teaches. That's what the Center for Spiritual Living are all about. Our theme for this year, 2021, is evolutionary vision and timeless wisdom. And so bear with me as I bring you back into the fold. I know I've shared this before, but I want to remind you that the Centers for Spiritual Living have this global vision. It's our vision. It's what we look to. It's what pulls our heart forward. It's our souls as an organization. It's our soul's calling. And in part, we read, we envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. The key here for me is where all life prospers. All life prospers. And so what we know about Science of Mind principles is our founder, Ernest Holmes, was a synthesizer of philosophies and spiritual teachings. He delved into what the mystics taught, what religions, the thread of truth from all religions. This timeless wisdom, then, in our Science of Mind principles are based on those ancient teachings of oneness, freedom, love. And so what we know is that there's only one infinite reality, and we call it many names, including but not limited to God, life, universal spirit, infinite intelligence, first cause, or the thing itself. And the one infinite reality is undivided, complete, whole within itself. This one creates everything out of itself and therefore includes both the absolute and the relative, the tangible and the intangible, the physical and the metaphysical aspects of reality. All life. All life. And the freedom, as Ernest Holmes taught, the founder of this philosophy, is the birthright of every individual. And love? Love is what it's all fueled by. Love is what it's all made from. Love is the self-givingness of the universal spirit through its idea or its desire to know itself. In terms of all creation, you, me, the birds, the trees, Love is the impulse of life itself to create and come forward. And in light of that, what is Juneteenth? And why is it a holiday? It's easy to connect for us, for those of us at the Centers for Spiritual Living. It's easy for us to connect the significance, isn't it? Slavery did not end all at once with the Emancipation Proclamation. Yesterday, we joined our Black brothers and sisters in Juneteenth celebrations. The day when the news of the emancipation reached Galveston, Texas. That's what Juneteenth is about. That was the furthest reaches of the former Confederacy. And finally, those there were freed from bondage, freed from chains, freed from slavery. That date was June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years after President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Very similar to that striving, that soul's calling that Ethelyn and Catherine just talked about. Yes? An acknowledgement of love, an acknowledgement of unity, an acknowledgement of freedom. Thursday, President Biden signed it into law as a federal holiday. I don't know why these things take so much time. And I do believe it is within our wherewithal to see that we step up the progress of oneness, of freedom, of unity being known by all. And this is a time of celebration for us. All of us, black, white, brown, all of us, this is a time of celebration, a time where we're recognizing the final abolition of slavery. And today, we look forward in that global vision, in that vision for all of humanity, to that which still remains to be done for the black people in our country, for the people of color in our country. Ernest Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind textbook, evolution is the awakening of the soul to the recognition of its unity with the whole. Evolution is the awakening of the soul to a recognition of the unity with the soul. With the whole. We have our Science of Mind principles. Unity, oneness, freedom, love. We have this global vision. A world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience. So that all can live and grow as one global family. Yes, yes. I'm so stoked about this teaching, who we are and where we're helping to move humanity. Yesterday, I watched a live podcast with John and Kathy Stringer on race and consciousness. And they said that this is our soul's curriculum. And I so believe that. I so believe that. So what I want to do right here and right now is, again, go to our soul awakening practice. Let's connect in right now. We've already done our own soul's awakening, that of our fathers. Let's include our brown brothers and sisters now, our black brothers and sisters now. People of color that have been marginalized in our society. And let us all include, too, in this prayer for humanity, those among us that don't yet understand why this is important. Let us include everybody. Let us include in our consciousness our interconnectedness and what we know about oneness and unity and love. And our need to show tangibly our love for one another. Let us include in this prayer the part of us that is still maybe a little unwilling to learn or feels a little stuck in some old pain, as we visualize all of humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. I wonder if you were able to identify the thread, the glue, holding these ideas of Father's Day and Juneteenth together. It certainly is love. It most definitely is love. So in closing, affirm with me that I move forward in my life from a place of love. And now we go to Mindy for another song.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision right here and now. And so it is.
Thank you, Mindy. And thank you, Reverend Theresa. Oh my. Love, first, last, and always, yes. All the different ways we can express love, receive love, be in the love, and just recognize our connections to everyone else that is really part of this loving activity that we participate in. So it's just good to be here every Sunday morning to participate in this wonderful celebration of love and life and spirit and community. And the idea of we're looking forward to being in person again, knowing that brings some of its own challenges given where we all are in different places relative to it. It's a good discussion we're going to have afterwards today. So, and the discussion of this moment is the givingness of Spirit through each one of us, the givingness of Spirit in the form of checks, cash. It's a little hard to do cash in a remote situation, but we can do things from our checking accounts, from our checkbooks, from our credit cards, all sorts of sources, all the different electronic means that we have available to us. And Evan is posting 4 different ways that we can do that today through and for our center. And again, I always talk about that we're supporting this center, this wonderful expression of Spirit that will be back into a physical form that we can all share together rather than our sort of dispersed sharing that we do now. And I look forward to that. And as we know, it'll be in the right time, in the right place. So let's just take a moment just knowing that as we give, we receive. As we receive, we can give more, and that we flow and grow in this growing ministry called the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast, that there's a flow and a growth here that we support, that we revel in, that we know is the expression of Spirit as each one of us. So as you open your heart and open your mind to this concept and open your givingness and open to that givingness in the love that was talked about so beautifully here, I know that each giver is blessed, each gift is blessed, and the thing that we see as the blossoming center for the Spiritual Living Cultural Coast flows forth out of that giving nature so that it can continue to give back to all of us through these programs and the classes and all that comes forth from it. So once again, it is all good, it is all God. It is already done, and I'm grateful, and so it is. And now over to Bobby.
Thank you, Rep G. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Yay! Ah, blessings galore. That's the way I feel right now. So excited about who we are and the work that we're doing. I'm just so happy when you tune in. Thank you for being here with us. Few quick announcements. And basically, the main thing I want to say is you really want to tune into the email newsletter on Thursday mornings. That's my main mode of communicating with you. And like last week, we had to make a change to Thursday's meditation walk. So I hope nobody missed that. I hope everybody that was intending to be there got the message that we had to cancel and that Annie's going to do it on July 1st. But it's important to check into those emails on Thursday mornings. If you're not on there, you want to go to either Facebook. There's a place right there on Facebook that you can click to sign up with MailChimp for our email newsletter. Or you can go to our website, which is www.cslculturalcoast.org, and you can sign up from there as well. And visioning continues on Tuesdays. And exciting to say that Gina's workshop, the Pain and Prayers workshop, which is next Saturday, the 26th, I believe that is. She went ahead and shipped all the supplies she needed for 12 people. So we actually have a couple more spots, I think 3. I think we have 9 signed up. So if you're interested in that workshop and you want to take it, you know, Gina is a renowned artist and teacher, art teacher. She's with the University of Chicago, and she also is a prayer practitioner, a Science of Mind licensed prayer practitioner. So she's going to marry those 2 skills and help you create your prayer in paint. And I'm very excited about this. It's $20 if you're a member of CSLCC, $25 if you're a non-member, and we also have scholarship money still available. So the money doesn't have to stand in the way. So please let me know if you want to attend that, and I'll get the address out to you. But it's also listed on the in the e-newsletter, and you can sign up right there too. So lastly, I just want to remind you that right after Bobby's closing song, we're going to go into the Zoom meeting. I'm going to post the link right now for you to be able to do that. It's also on the Thursday email that I sent last week. But I really, really would love for you to join us every morning. But right now, we're discussing resuming in-person meetings. When's the right time to do that? We're going to be back at the Garden Club, the Sarasota Garden Club. But we're going to continue to broadcast, as I said in my opening, to those of you that are not right here in Sarasota, which is very exciting. But we have to buy equipment, so we might be looking for some donations for that. Actually, we are. And I need volunteers. I mean, we're going to go back in person. I need our volunteers back. And instead of me picking up the phone and calling everyone, I'd love for you to step up. So we're going to be talking about those kinds of things today. And then again, next week, we'll have more discussion along those lines. So anyway, I'm going to post the link right now and invite Bobby back up. Know you are loved, you are valued, you are appreciated. And I'm glad you were with us this morning. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Theresa. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for being part of this. And if you would like prayer support, please email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. Like, share, do what you can to get the word out about who we are. We're going to finish up with a song by the Allman Brothers called Soul Shine. When you can't find the light that got you through the cloudy day, when the stars aren't shining bright, you feel like you've lost your way, when the candle lights of home feel so very far away, you gotta let your soul shine, just like my daddy used to say. He used to say, soul shine, it's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, darn sure better than rain. Hey, now people don't mind, we all feel this way sometimes. Gotta let your soul shine, shine through the break of day. Grew up thinking I had it made, gonna make it all my own. But life can take the strongest man, make him feel so alone. Sometimes I feel the cold wind blowing through my aching bones. I think back to what my daddy said, sun in this darkness before the dawn, let your soul shine. It's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, darn sure better than rain. Yeah, now people don't mind, we all feel this way sometimes. Gotta let your soul shine, shine through the break of day. Sometimes a man can feel this emptiness, like something has robbed him of his very soul. But until she can feel like this, when your world turns cold, you gotta let your spirit take control. Gotta let your soul shine. It's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, darn sure better than rain. Yeah, now people don't mind, we all feel this way sometimes. Gotta let your soul shine, shine through the break of day. Gotta let your soul shine, shine through the break of day. Let your soul shine.